My name is Sophia Bennett. After I funded my brother Ethan's education with $40,000 of my savings, he stole my startup idea for an AI inventory app and sold it for $8 million, leaving me with nothing. But I had a backup plan he never saw coming. I used my patented technology and records to launch a better company, scaled it to $25 million, and watched his venture crumble, while I built a legacy on my own terms. This is how I turned betrayal into a quiet triumph. It all started 5 years ago. I was 27, a software engineer with a dream of starting my own tech company. I'd always been fascinated by technology and how it could solve real-world problems. Growing up, my family wasn't wealthy. My parents were teachers who struggled to make ends meet, but they taught me the value of hard work and supporting each other. My dad would often say, "Sophia, family is everything. We lift each other up no matter what." I took that to heart, especially when it came to my younger brother, Ethan. He was 3 years younger than me, a bright kid with a charming smile and big dreams. We were close growing up. I'd help him with his homework, cheer him on at soccer games, and share my dreams of becoming an entrepreneur. Ethan always said he wanted to work with me one day. He'd tell me, "Sophia, you're the smart one. I'll handle the business side, and we'll make it big together." When Ethan turned 18, he got accepted into a great university to study business. It was his dream, but my parents couldn't afford the tuition. They were already stretched thin, paying off their mortgage and dealing with my dad's medical bills after a minor heart scare. I'd been working as a software engineer for 3 years, saving every penny I could for my own dream of starting a tech company. I had $45,000 in my savings account, money I'd planned to use for my startup. But when I saw Ethan's face light up at his acceptance letter, I knew what I had to do. I gave him $40,000 to cover his first 2 years of college. It was almost everything I had, but I didn't care. I wanted him to have the chance I never got. My parents couldn't afford college for me, so I taught myself coding and worked my way up. I handed him the check and said, "Ethan, this is for your future. Make us proud, and one day we'll build something amazing together." He hugged me, tears in his eyes, and said, "Sophia, I'll never forget this. We're a team, I promise." I believed him. While Ethan started college, I kept working on my dream. I'd been developing an idea for a startup, an app called SmartStock, which used AI to help small businesses manage their inventory. It could predict demand, optimize stock levels, and reduce waste, saving businesses time and money. The idea came to me after a conversation with a local bakery owner who complained about overstocking bread and losing money. I thought, what if there was a tool that could tell her exactly how much to order each day? I started researching AI algorithms, learning about machine learning, and coding a prototype in my free time. I'd work late into the night after my day job, often falling asleep at my desk with lines of code on my screen. After a year of hard work, I had a working prototype. It wasn't perfect, it could predict demand with about 70% accuracy, but it was a start. I showed it to Ethan during one of his breaks from college. He was home for the summer, and we sat at the kitchen table with my laptop open. His eyes lit up as I walked him through the app, and he said, "Sophia, this is incredible. Small businesses would love this. So practical, predicting demand, cutting waste. Let's build it together after I graduate." I was thrilled. I imagined us as partners, turning SmartStock into a success and proving our family's hard work paid off. I kept refining the app, pouring my heart into it. I'd spend weekends interviewing small business owners, grocery stores, boutiques, even a pet shop, to understand their needs. They all said the same thing. Inventory management was a nightmare, and they'd pay for a tool that made it easier. I used their feedback to improve SmartStock, adding features like automated alerts for low stock and a simple dashboard for tracking sales. To protect my idea, I filed for a patent on the core AI algorithm, a more advanced version that I hadn't yet implemented in the prototype. It could predict demand with 95% accuracy and suggest reorder quantities in real time, but I hadn't coded it yet. I also kept detailed records of my work. Every line of code, every conversation with Ethan, every email we exchanged about the app. I saved screenshots of our chats, where Ethan wrote things like, This app is all you, Sophia. I can't wait to help you sell it. I even had a voice memo from a meeting where he said, Sophia, you're the genius behind this. I'm just here to help with the business side. I didn't think I'd need those records. I trusted my brother completely, but I'd learned in my career to always have a paper trail. That instinct would save me later. Ethan graduated with a business degree and I was so proud. I went to his graduation, clapping louder than anyone when he walked across the stage. I thought we were ready to launch SmartStock together. By then, I'd quit my job to focus on the startup full-time, living off the little savings I had left, about $5,000 after giving Ethan the money for college. I'd even started pitching the app to small businesses, and a few were interested in testing it. One of them, a local hardware store owner named Tom, told me, Sophia, this app could save me thousands. Let me know when it's ready, I'm in. I was on cloud 9. I thought this was the beginning of something big for me and Ethan. But then everything fell apart. One morning I got a text from Ethan. It was short and cold. Sophia, I launched the app with my friend Ryan. It's my idea now. I sold it for $8 million. We're out. My heart stopped. I reread the message, thinking it was a mistake. I called Ethan, my hands shaking, but he didn't pick up. I left a voicemail, my voice breaking. Ethan, what are you talking about? This is our app, our dream. I funded your education so we could do this together. How could you do this to me? He texted back. It's business, Sophia. I saw an opportunity and I took it. You'll figure something out. I couldn't believe it. The brother I'd sacrificed for, the one I'd trusted with my dream, had betrayed me. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. I did some digging and found out the truth. Ethan and his college friend Ryan had taken my prototype, rebranded it as Stock Savvy, and pitched it to a big tech company called Nexus Innovations. They sold it for $8 million, claiming it was their idea. They'd even used my early designs and pitch materials, things I'd shared with Ethan in confidence. They'd copied my slides, my market research, even the name of the bakery owner I'd interviewed as a case study. I was devastated. I put everything into SmartStock, my savings, my time, my future. I'd missed friends' weddings, skipped vacations, and worked through holidays to make this app a reality. Now I had nothing. I couldn't afford my rent, and I had to move out of my apartment. Felt like a failure. I thought about confronting Ethan, but I knew he'd just deny everything. I needed to be smarter than that. The weeks after Ethan's betrayal were the darkest of my life. I moved back in with my parents, carrying my belongings in a few cardboard boxes. It was humbling. I was 29, sleeping in my childhood bedroom, surrounded by posters from high school. My parents were supportive, but I could tell they were heartbroken. My mom sat me down one night and said, Sophia, I can't believe Ethan did this. We raised him better than that. But you're stronger than this. You'll find a way. My dad added, You've always been the one who figures things out. Don't let him take your dream. I nodded, but inside I was terrified. I had no money, no team, and no idea if I could pull this off. I couldn't sleep at night. I'd lie awake, replaying Ethan's text in my head, feeling the sting of his words. It's business, Sophia. I felt like I'd lost a part of myself. I stopped coding for a while, too overwhelmed to even open my laptop. I'd sit on the couch, staring at the TV without really watching, wondering if I'd ever recover. One day, my mom found me crying in the kitchen. She hugged me and said, Sophia, you gave him a chance to succeed, but he doesn't get to define your future. You do. Her words lit a spark in me. I realized I couldn't let Ethan's betrayal be the end of my story. That's when I remembered my backup plan. Before sharing the app with Ethan, I'd taken steps to protect myself. I had the patent for the advanced AI algorithm, which was the heart of SmartStock's potential. Ethan didn't know about it. He'd only seen the basic prototype, which was a simplified version of my vision. The advanced algorithm could do so much more. It could integrate with e-commerce platforms, analyze market trends, and even suggest pricing strategies to maximize profits. I also had all my records. Emails where Ethan acknowledged the app was my idea, screenshots of our chats, and the voice memo from our meeting. I knew I could sue Ethan for stealing my idea, but a lawsuit would take years and drain what little money I had left. I didn't want revenge. I wanted to rebuild. I decided to use my patent and records to start over, on my own terms. I started working on a new version of the app, using the advanced AI algorithm I'd patented. Called it OptiStock. It was better than the original in every way. While SmartStock could predict demand with 70% accuracy, OptiStock reached 95% accuracy by analyzing real-time sales data and external factors like weather or holidays. It could also connect to platforms like Shopify and Amazon, making it seamless for online businesses to use. I spent months coding in my childhood bedroom, surviving on coffee and determination. I'd wake up at 5 a.m., code for 12 hours, and fall asleep with my laptop on my chest. It wasn't easy. There were days I wanted to give up. I'd hit bugs in the code that took hours to fix, and I'd second-guess myself, wondering if I was good enough to pull this off. But every time I felt like quitting, I'd think of Ethan's text and the life I wanted to build. I wasn't just doing this for myself. I was doing it for my parents who'd always believed in me. I also reached out to a few industry contacts I'd met while pitching SmartStock. One of them, a small business owner named Lisa who ran a chain of boutique stores, remembered me. I'd met her at a local business expo 2 years earlier, where I'd demoed the SmartStock prototype. She'd been impressed then, and when I called her, she was happy to hear from me. I told her about OptiStock, and she said, "Sophia, I loved your original app idea. If you've got something even better, I'd love to try it. My stores are struggling with inventory. We overstock seasonal items all the time." Lisa became my first client. I gave her a free trial of OptiStock, and within a month, she saved 30% on inventory costs. She was thrilled, saying, "Sophia, this app is a lifesaver. It told me exactly how many holiday sweaters to order, and I didn't have a single unsold item. I'm telling all my friends about this." Lisa's feedback helped me refine OptiStock, making it user-friendly and powerful. She recommended me to other business owners, and I started getting calls from people I'd never met. I also connected with a mentor from a tech incubator I'd applied to years ago. His name was Mark, and he'd always believed in my potential. I emailed him explaining what happened with Ethan and what I was working on now. Mark replied within hours. "Sophia, I'm so sorry about what your brother did, but I'm not surprised you're bouncing back. Your app sounds like a game changer. I'll introduce you to some investors, but you need to be ready to pitch." Mark's support gave me the confidence I needed. He helped me prepare a pitch, teaching me how to present my story and the app's potential. I practiced in front of my parents who gave me honest feedback. My dad said, "Sophia, you sound like a leader. Don't be afraid to show them how much you believe in this." I started meeting with investors, pitching OptiStock with a mix of nerves and determination. I was upfront about what happened with Ethan, showing them my patent and records to prove the idea was mine. I also shared Lisa's results, showing how OptiStock had already saved her business money. One investor, a woman named Priya, was particularly impressed. She ran a venture capital firm focused on female founders, and after my pitch, she said, "Sophia, you've been through hell, but you didn't give up. I love that you protected your work with a patent. That shows foresight. And the app's results speak for themselves. I'm investing $500,000 in OptiStock." I couldn't believe it. I walked out of that meeting shaking with excitement, calling my parents to tell them the news. My mom cried, saying, "Sophia, I knew you'd do it. This is just the beginning." That investment changed everything. I used the money to hire a small team, 3 developers who believed in my vision, and rented a tiny office space in a co-working building. It wasn't fancy, but it was ours. My team was amazing. There was Aisha, a machine learning expert who helped optimize the AI algorithm, Carlos, a front-end developer who made the app's interface sleek and intuitive, and May, a marketing specialist who helped me craft our message. We worked long hours, but we had fun too. We'd order pizza on late nights and celebrate small wins, like fixing a tricky bug or signing a new client. We launched OptiStock 6 months later, offering it to small businesses at a fraction of the cost of other inventory tools. Lisa's boutique chain was our first big success, and her referrals brought in more clients. Within a year we had 100 clients, then 200. By the end of 18 months, we had 500 clients, including some of the biggest small business networks in the country. OptiStock was generating $5 million in annual revenue, and we were valued at $25 million. I was named Tech Entrepreneur of the Year by a major industry magazine, and I gave a speech at their award ceremony. I said, "This isn't just my success. It's for everyone who's been underestimated but kept going. Your worth isn't defined by others' actions. It's defined by your own." The crowd applauded, and I felt a sense of pride I'd never known before. Meanwhile, Ethan's company started to crumble. The tech company that bought stock-savvy Nexus Innovations discovered my patent and realized the AI algorithm Ethan used was based on my work. They sued him for patent infringement, claiming he'd misrepresented the app's origins. The legal battle drained his resources, and stock-savvy lost credibility. Many of their clients switched to OptiStock after hearing about our better technology and lower prices. I didn't have to say a word. My success spoke for itself. Some of those clients were the same businesses Ethan had stolen from my original pitch list. One of them, a pet store owner named Greg, told me, "Sophia, I worked with StockSavvy, but their app was clunky and they overcharged us. Kept crashing and their customer service was terrible. OptiStock is a lifesaver. I can't believe how easy it is to use. I'm glad you're the one behind it." I smiled and thanked him, but inside I felt a quiet satisfaction. I hadn't set out to destroy Ethan. I'd set out to build something better. And I did. About 2 years after his betrayal, Ethan reached out to me. He sent an email. "Sophia, I heard about OptiStock. I'm so proud of you. I made a mistake and I'm sorry. I lost a lot in the lawsuit and I've been thinking about what I did. Can we talk? Maybe work together again?" I read the email and felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, just clarity. Ethan wasn't sorry. He was desperate. His company was failing and he saw me as a lifeline. I thought about everything I'd been through. The sleepless nights, the self-doubt, the hard work to rebuild. I didn't owe him anything. I replied with a single line. "Ethan, I've moved on. I wish you the best." And I meant it. I didn't need his apology. And I certainly didn't need him in my life. I'd built OptiStock without him, and I was stronger for it. Today, OptiStock is thriving. We've expanded into new markets, helping small businesses across the globe manage their inventory with ease. We've added features like automated reordering, predictive analytics, and even a tool that helps businesses reduce their carbon footprint by minimizing overstock. I've hired a team of 50 people, and we're working on a new feature that uses AI to predict market trends, helping businesses stay ahead of the curve. I bought my parents a new house as a thank you for their support, a cozy place with a garden they'd always wanted. My dad planted roses in the backyard, and every time I visit, I feel a sense of peace. I also set up a scholarship fund in their name to help other kids like Ethan go to college. Kids who, I hope, will value family more than he did. I've started mentoring young entrepreneurs, especially women in tech, sharing my story and encouraging them to protect their ideas. At a recent conference, a young woman named Priya, no relation to my investor, came up to me after my talk. She said, "Sophia, your story inspired me. I've been afraid to start my own company because I don't want to fail, but hearing how you bounced back after your brother's betrayal, it makes me believe I can do it too." I smiled and told her, "Priya, you're stronger than you think. Just make sure you have a backup plan. And never let anyone take your dream." I learned a hard lesson about trust, but I also learned how capable I am. I used to think I needed Ethan to succeed, but I was wrong. I needed myself, my skills, my determination, my backup plan. Ethan thought he could take my dream and leave me with nothing, but he underestimated me. I didn't just rebuild. I surpassed him on my own terms, without a single confrontation. I found peace in my success, not because I proved Ethan wrong, but because I proved myself right. I built a legacy that's mine alone, one that helps thousands of businesses thrive. And that's the greatest triumph of all.